Welcome to Weight Loss Strategies. My name is Scott Broadway and my purpose is to help you eliminate the confusion around losing weight so you can find what works for you that allows you to trim down and tone up in the right places, and you can actually stick at it to sustain your success and never worry about your weight spiralling out of control again. I've helped hundreds of men and women in the local area over the past 10 years to transform from being fat, fed up, lazy, not knowing where to start or what to do, to being slim, energetic, confident, outgoing people that are in total control of their weight all year long. Due to coronavirus, like many other people in the world, I've been forced to take my skills online, and by sharing my best secrets with you and answering your questions on this YouTube channel, not only am I doing what I do best, helping you find what's right for you to get yourself in shape, but I'm also going to attract the right people to apply for my 5-day program, which I call the Flat Stomach Formula. The Flat Stomach Formula is a simple yet reliable 4-step system that produces results in a matter of weeks, but also creates a healthy lifestyle that you enjoy so you don't end up piling the weight back on. It all started when I joined the gym myself as a 16-year-old. My dad had been banging on to me for about a year to join, but for some reason I was against it. My dad was going quite regular, he was making improvements on his physique, he was socialising, he was making mates, and it weren't long before he convinced my big brother to join. My big bro was getting bigger and he was making faster progress than what my dad was, but for some reason it just turned me off even more. I just didn't get it. I used to see my brother checking himself out in the mirror and looking at his progress and feeling good about himself, and for some reason it used to embarrass me. But eventually I joined. The first time I went to the gym was part of my PE lesson with the school, and that kind of broke the ice for me really, because I'd never been in the place before and I was a bit scared to go in because I didn't know what to expect. So going with the school and a lot of my classmates, that kind of was a little bit of an introductory into the gym and got my foot in the door. But the gym I'm talking about was a proper old school gym, metal weights, big meatheads, and fully grown blokes in the changing rooms, having conversations with a cock swinging about and not really giving a fuck about it. Now to me that was intimidating. I was young, fresh out of school, I didn't know what to do or where I was going, but I knew where not to go. Men's changing room was one. Second one was a free weight section. No way was I going down into that free weight section on my own, or even with my brother and my dad. I would never go down there because truth is I was intimidated. I was weak as piss, and there's meatheads smashing weights and screaming at every rep and slamming them down as hard as they can to let everybody know that they've just done the personal best. And here's me, never picked up a weight in my life, didn't know what I was doing. So what I'd done to begin with is that I started using the cardio machines like the treadmill, the rower, the cross trainer, because I wanted to improve my fitness for my football, but I also wanted to improve my confidence in my body. So it seemed logical to jump on the cardio side of things to improve my fitness. But it didn't take long for the repetitiveness to just bore the hell out of me. I would set myself goals and I'd set myself challenges, and I did start to feel a bit better. I did start to feel a little bit fitter, but I just knew that there must be a more enjoyable way. I just knew that there must be something that I could speed up my progress, because I also wanted to put a little bit of size on. Because I'm quite tall, it's quite easy for me to look skinny. So I wanted to put a little bit of size on to improve my confidence in my body. And when I started getting bored of the cardio side of things, what I'd do is when the gym was quiet, I'd venture out and use a couple of the machines and try and copy what I saw other people doing. But truth is, I didn't really have any confidence. I was doubting myself the whole time. I didn't know which exercises were best. I didn't know if I was doing them properly. I didn't know how many reps to do or sets or how long to rest in between. And as soon as anybody came over by the machine section, I just wandered off back over to the treadmill because I felt stupid, felt out of place, didn't feel comfortable whatsoever. And although my confidence started to grow a little bit in the gym, and I started to look a little bit better, I still weren't looking as good as what my brother was looking. And me and brother have always been competitive with each other. So I kept going, and naturally, the type of person I am, I started speaking to people in the gym. And because I didn't know what I was doing, I would take advice off anybody who seemed to know what they were doing. Now, it didn't take me long to realise that I had to find out myself, because one week there'd be one big jacked up bloke telling me to do an exercise this way, and then the next week another bloke would tell me that he's chatting shit and he doesn't know what he's on about and I should listen to him. And after a few weeks of this, I started to realise that nobody actually really knew what they were on about. They're just repeating things that they'd heard or read from other places, and they weren't making that much progress themselves. They were more advanced than me, which is why I was listening to them, because I didn't know anything, but they weren't really in great shape themselves, and sometimes they'd even contradict each other. One week they'd tell me one thing and one week they'd tell me something else. So I knew that I had to find out for myself, and that's the moment I decided to go to university and study physical activity, exercise and health. And it was in my second year at university really that something amazing happened to me. I volunteered to work at a gym on my campus as part of one of my modules. Now it's quite funny really, because I was always against working for free at this point in my life, and I wanted to get paid for what I'd done. But it was part of my module, and I decided to go and shadow some personal trainers and get my foot in the door within the health and the exercise world. And it was probably the best decision I ever made, because I noticed the big problem straight away. I see a lot of guys and a lot of women going to the gym and they'd be working out, but whenever I spoke to them, they were never really making much progress. And one thing that they had in common was they all had a ton of questions for me, similar to the questions that I had when I first joined the gym and I weren't making much progress. What exercises are best to do? Am I doing them right? Then they'd ask me about the food. What should I eat? Do I need to have protein? What about this diet, keto diet, low carb diet? They just had a ton of questions, and it was clear to me that they were confused and they didn't have a clear plan. So it was clear to me that some things that these had in common. Number one, they wanted to lose weight. Number two, they weren't getting the results that their time and effort deserved. And number three is that they were confused and frustrated. No matter what these people were trying, different diets, having personal trainers, anything different, they just couldn't make it work for them. They couldn't find a magic formula to get rid of the gut, or if they did lose weight, they couldn't sustain it. Now for me it was frustrating as well, because I didn't like to see motivated people go to the gym and work their ass off, only to find themselves between trapped at being frustrated they're not getting results and frustrated that they want to get rid of the gut. So when I got asked questions about exercise and nutrition, what I'd do is I'd just simply tell them what I'd been learning in my lectures, what I'd been learning from my studies, in the books that I've been reading, and what I'd learned from my own experience. So I was sharing with them the truth behind it. Now, obviously I weren't going into super detail and talking about atoms and particles and any other crazy stuff like that. I was just making it dead simple for them, so they understood it and they could take it on board and actually take action with it. And that's when it clicked. When I broke all this sciencey stuff down and put it into layman's terms, that's when it clicked for me. All these people that were struggling to get in shape only needed to overcome one problem. They were all sharing the same problem. And the reason that these people never actually got themselves in shape and were able to maintain it is because they lacked the proper know-how to make it happen. Not only does this produce poor results, but it zaps motivation, it drains any enjoyment out of the process, and sooner rather than later, it makes sacrifices no longer worth making. But by sharing my knowledge with these people, I was able to show them where they were going wrong and what they should do instead. And why. It's important that they understood why, because then they knew it. They were in control. If I just told them to eat XYZ in the morning, if they ever came across a problem, they wouldn't know how to fix it for themselves. So I started to share my knowledge with them, and I was amazed how appreciative these people were. Now, I was a rookie personal trainer. I wasn't even a personal trainer. I was just working there on work experience, shadowing other personal trainers while I was working towards my personal training qualification alongside my degree. But I didn't think anybody would listen to me. I didn't think I had enough experience or knowledge to help these people. But when I did start helping them, when I started telling them what I knew, they were super appreciative, because I didn't realise that some of these people had been going round in circles for years, trying different diets, trying different workouts, For years, some people have been trying to get themselves in shape, but they never found what worked for them. But now they were starting to see results. Now they were starting to trim down. Now when they came to the gym, they were smiling and they were motivated. They didn't have to drag themselves out the front door and force themselves to come. They were looking forward to the workouts because they were making progress. Rather than forcing themselves through hours on the treadmill after only eating an apple each day, now they were working out a lot more effectively and they were enjoying it and getting more results. The best thing was they were in control because they actually knew what they were doing and they actually understood it. They had a plan to focus on and they were shielded from all the bullshit that's thrown at them on a daily basis. Things, fast food leaflets coming through the letterbox, adverts coming up on their internet about the new best way to lose weight. They were shielded from all that bullshit because they knew what worked for them. And that's what inspired me to keep going. When they were telling me stories, their eyes would light up about how they were able to kick a ball about with the lads in the back garden without getting out of breath. When they would go on a date and they would be a lot more confident and they'd feel a lot more attractive. When they were waking up in the morning and going to work, they had a lot more motivation. They were a lot more productive. They were much more successful. They were wearing clothes that they liked instead of hiding the shape with baggy clothes. And when I was hearing these stories off people, that's what inspired me to keep going. That's when I knew that I had to share my skills and I had to keep going and I had to keep helping more people. You see, if you ask me to fix a bike or replace a chain on a bike, I'm screwed. But if you ask me to fix your squat or help you fix your nutrition so you can start seeing results, that's my skill. That's where I can help people. So by doing this work experience, by volunteering, it really opened my eyes to how much impact I can have on people's lives. And when I realised how much impact I can have and how much better I can help people live their life, it was a no-brainer that once I finished university, I had to go and develop me as a personal trainer and help more people. But it was tough to begin with. It was super tough. I knew I could help people, but I didn't know how to help them. I'd walk around the gym asking people if they wanted personal training, and I'd tell them it was £20-25 a session. But I felt like a cold caller. I felt like someone who was just going around knocking on people's doors asking if they wanted new windows and getting rejected all the time. Did I feel like a failure? Hell yeah. Did I consider scrapping it and going to work in a warehouse to get some cash? Sure did. But deep down inside me, I knew that wouldn't fulfill me. I knew it wouldn't fulfill me anywhere near as much as it did to help someone improve their life. So what I've done is I hired a coach. I got a mentor to help me, and we put a business plan together. And I started following this plan. I listened to his advice and I got his help. And I actually started signing up clients. I actually started getting people on board. I actually started coaching people. And actually started getting results and getting paid for it. Then I progressed onto bigger gyms and I gained experience working with different people. I observed other PTs, the good ones. I looked at what they were doing well and I brought it into my methods, and I looked at what other personal trainers weren't doing well and I made sure that I stayed away from that. I hired other coaches and I developed myself even further, my programs, my delivery. I just kept improving week on week, month on month, year on year to help people get better results, because at the end of the day, that's what my motivation is, to help people succeed and get results. Now, in 2019, I received an award where my business was officially recognised as one of the best in the local area for the motivation, the advice and the support offered to help people lose weight and live a healthier lifestyle. And through getting people significant results by educating them and creating a reliable step-by-step process that works for them so they can live a healthy lifestyle and sustain their progress, I built my personal training business. Now, due to coronavirus, I've taken a lot of my skills online, and I'm excited to share with you the flat stomach formula. I'm excited to answer your questions on this YouTube channel, and share with you the secrets. And so if there's something on the mind, if there's something that there's a question that you want to find the answer for, whether it's to do with the food, whether it's to do with the exercise, whether it's to do with your mindset, just drop a comment down below, because I'm going to be doing these videos daily through December to answer your questions and give you the support that you need. And I need you to comment down below so you can give me the question and I can get it answered for you, and remove some of the confusion around losing weight, give you some clarity around what you need to do. And if you need any more help, there's a 5-day program, a free 5-day program that I've created during lockdown. I've documented everything that I teach my clients when they enroll with me, to build a plan that suits them. And I want to share it with you too. So if you want to get yourself a plan that works for you, there's a link down below in the description where you can click on it and apply for the 5-day training video. There's a little video to watch before it, just to make sure that I'm not wasting your time, because I want to attract the right people onto the free 5-day program. So if you're looking for some help, drop a comment down below or click the link in the description and apply for the free 5-day program. And I'll be going live again on a video like this tomorrow, answering one of your questions. So thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.